everyone, it's Tailz from Studio Wildfire, and I've got a new update to the Romans token pack that I've just pushed out to all of the marketplaces, so everybody who's got access to the pack should be able to download this new update. And this new update is specifically designed for Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Now, the standard pack, if you download that, it'll work in all the other, all the assets can work in all the other virtual tabletop programs such as Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, D20 Pro, whatever you use. Any app that allows you to import image files and use them as game tokens can use the standard package. This is just a special update for Foundry, because Foundry's got some special tools that control tokens, and I quite like the way that it works. But anyway, on to the token pack. So this is a quick little display that I've made of the characters that are in the token pack. So we've got a Roman Centurion. We have a Roman Centurion with the spear. We have a Gladiatrix, and then a Roman Legionary with a spear, and then a Roman Peasant Italian, and a Roman Peasant Tunisian fellow. Now, what I've gone and done here, just so you can get an explanation of how the token controls work in Foundry and why this set's been specially set up. So if I go and have a look at, so I've made a NPC for each one. So if I go and look at the prototype token for each one, now I'm using the Pathfinder rule set just for this demo. You could be using any rule set you like. This is just for this demo. Now, when you're in the prototype token panel, go to the appearance tab. Now, quite obviously, go and find where you've put your token images. So, for example, for this example, I've put them in my data folder, and then I've put them in a folder just called Roman tokens, just for this select little scene that I've created. So, for example, with this one, this is the Roman Centurion. So I'd go and navigate to the Roman Centurion. So, Roman Centurion, and then into the folder, Roman tokens, then into the folder Roman Centurion. And then you'd select. So, for example, if you're just doing, if you want to use a specific token, you could just go and select. If I just want to use, where's an interesting looking one? If I want to use this one here, and I want that to be the token for my character, so I'd select it. Now I had this randomized wildcard on because I was doing something specific, which I'll get to in a minute. But so you just select your image, come down here to size, unlink link to actor size, take that off. Make certain that the dimension is 1:1, so it occupies a 1 grid by 1 grid square, so 1 grid in width, 1 grid in depth, and then the size ratio is 2. Now it's quite important that you make those settings there so that the token looks correct. And then once you've updated your token, then when you draw him out, dunk, there's that token I wanted to use, and it'll appear. If I draw out multiple, it'll appear with that exact same token. Now, if you want to draw out like an army of these guys, and you want them each to look different every time you place them onto the canvas, for example, like what I've done here, where every time I drew out 10 copies of the same character, and each time they hit the canvas, it was a different token randomly selected from that character set. This is where the wildcard comes in. So I'll go back to the Roman Centurion, back to the prototype token, back to appearance. Now, in the image file path, what we need to do in order to make it a wildcard is we go down to the file, the actual image name, which is this bit at the end, which is for the Roman Centurion, it's Roman-Centurion- and it'll be a 4-digit number. So for this is 0053.WEP, WebP. Now, what you want to do is you want to take the 4-digit number and take that out and replace it with a star. Then you want to check the randomize wildcard images, because what this actually does is, with this checked, with randomize wildcard images checked, it says go into this folder, look for every image starting with this with a number that is wildcard replaced with the star, and place it down every time we draw out an instance of this actor, and then leave the sizing the same. So for example, dimensions is still 1 by 1 because it's a medium-sized creature, it's normal human, and scale ratio is 2. So go update. Now every time that I draw out this character, I should get a different one, and it's randomly selected from every token within that one character set. So as you see, every time I place it down, it's a different guy. Like, it's just the same guy from the same set, but it's a different pose, for example. So that's a quick way of being able to place down an army of characters. Now, the scaling this is the next bit that I'm going to be talking about, which is why this special version is pretty important. The scaling is what makes so each map grid square is a 5 foot by 5 foot square, and the character, the 3D rendered character, is scaling correctly. Now, how we get that? If we go and turn on this little piece. Okay, so we have here the folder name for an individual character set. So I've called it set-name. So this could be Roman Centurion. Now you'll notice that at the end there's a bracket with a 2 at the end. Now what this means is this is the scaling factor to use for the character. So if I just go and move this, I'll move this up to the top here, and I'll bring up the prototype token again. Here we go. I'll place it over the side here. So this is important when it comes to setting the size of your token, and this is where the power of the token controls in FoundryVTT comes in. So the scaling 2 here is what is required down here. Now, some of the character sets, so for example, this fellow here, this is a Roman Centurion with a spear. Now, because the spear it takes up a lot of image size, so see how it goes into the character square down here and the character square above it, or the map square above and below. This means that the actual artwork is actually bigger than that square. So you'll see on the Roman Centurion Spearman, if I go into him, close that, and go to the appearance, you'll see he's actually a dimensions 1 by 1 because he's a normal human's character. You'll see that scale is 3, and that is so that the extra image data is scaled correctly, because there's a bit of spear in the image, which the image is larger than a normal map grid, and that's pretty important. And the scaling is that number at the end of the file name. So that's why checking the file name can be important. So if you actually have a look when you get the pack, you'll see that each folder name follows this. So it'll be set name, bracket, number in it. The number is the scaling factor. So for example, if you looked at Centurion, the Roman Centurion Spearman, you'll see that it's a 3, not a 2. Most of the character sets that I have are all 2s because they're standard, human-sized characters. But if they're larger, for example, like if there's an ogre's a big chunky fella, still takes up a normal, single grid square, but because he's a larger guy, his image takes up larger space, so you've got to scale it correctly. And that's basically how it works. And this is a good little demo of, you know, the tokens that you get. There's obviously more, like there's only 10 tokens of this one specific character here, but there's, if I just go on Gladiatrix, it shows you that there is quite a wide variety. I think there's about 70 tokens per character set in this particular set, so there's quite a wide variety of characters to use. And there's also, you know, wounded poses as well. I got the same one there. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the Romans token pack. Please check out my other videos. Like and subscribe. Smush those buttons. It lets me know that you enjoy the content, and also lets me know that you want me to create more content. And I hope you enjoy using the tokens for your role-playing games. Thank you very much, and have a fun day.